Let's be clear, dead people aren't cashing social security checks. The dearly departed are not rising from their eternal slumber to raid the government coffers. They're a little preoccupied, you see. The idea that hordes of deceased individuals are receiving benefits is a myth, a spooky story politicians whisper to scare you. The truth is far less dramatic. Yes, there are instances of improper payments. Sometimes these payments involve individuals who have, shall we say, shuffled off this mortal coil. However, these cases are the exception, not the rule. They represent a tiny fraction of the total Social Security disbursement. The vast majority of Social Security beneficiaries are living, breathing individuals who rightfully earned those benefits through years of hard work. They rely on these payments for their livelihoods, for their very survival. These are our parents, our grandparents, our neighbours. Let's not forget that. You might have heard some pretty wild claims about dead people and Social Security. Some folks, like President Trump and tech mogul Elon Musk, have painted a picture of millions of deceased centenarians receiving checks. Now, while we appreciate a good conspiracy theory as much as the next guy, this one is just bananas. These claims rely on a fundamental misreading of the data. They conflate administrative errors with widespread fraud. It's like finding a cobweb in your attic and concluding that your house is infested with giant spiders. A tad dramatic, wouldn't you say? The reality is that the Social Security Administration, like any large organization, has its share of bureaucratic hiccups. However, these are not signs of a system run amok. They are challenges that are actively being addressed. So where do these misconceptions come from? Well, the Social Security system is a bit like your grandma's attic, full of old stuff, some of it valuable, some of it just dusty. It's a complex system that relies on accurate information about births, deaths, and everything in between. Occasionally, information slips through the cracks. A death might go unreported, or a birth date might be entered incorrectly. This can lead to overpayments or payments to ineligible individuals, including those who are no longer with us. The good news is that the government is actively working to address these issues. The Social Security Administration has implemented programs to recover improper payments and update its systems. They're like the digital equivalent of a good spring cleaning, albeit a bit more complicated. Look, it's easy to get caught up in the sensationalism of dead people getting checks. It's the kind of story that makes you go, now see, that's just wrong, and you'd be right. Wasting taxpayer money is never a good look. However, let's not lose sight of the bigger picture. The real challenges facing Social Security are not ghosts in the machine, but very real demographic shifts and long-term funding gaps. These are complex issues that require thoughtful solutions, not fear-mongering and misinformation. So the next time you hear someone spinning yarns about dead people and Social Security, take it with a grain of salt and maybe offer them a nice cup of chamomile tea. It's good for the nerves.